Hello, hello, hello. Hey, you guys. It is your girl, Miss Mouthy. I am so excited about today's episode. So, if this is your first time tuning into the Miss Mouthy Podcast, welcome. This is Miss Mouthy. In this new season of season 5, it's all things blackness, all things resistance. And if you are a returning set of lips, you already know what the fuck it is. Thank y'all for tuning in. And I'm so excited because this is one of my dream guests, y'all. Like, I'm not even gonna hype you. I am like fangirling. And today I'll tell y'all a little bit about our guest. And y'all know it's real when you gotta break out the phone, okay? So Aaryn, she is an activist, a writer, a public speaker who focuses on championing the social, economic, and political well being of the Black community. She has been involved in various incentives. Um, her key role has been where I found on her was in the Black Lives Matter movement. And anytime y'all know her presence, y'all know the shit that's gonna come out her mouth. It's gonna be the truth. So today I just had a vision of like I'm not doing another episode of Miss Mouthy until I can have Aaryn Lang as my Woman's History Month guest, period. And so I wasn't coming to the stool until it was her. And when I hit sister up, she has said graciously yes. So Jamie, bring out my special guest. Hey girl.
Hello, Miss Mouthy. Thank
How
you for
are you?
such a beautiful intro. I'm so happy to be here.
Of course, of course. I think you're absolutely fab, if I say so myself.
I think you're absolutely fab.
Yeah, I think you're the only person I've never like run into in person that I just adore. Like, how is that a thing? Like, I'm just like, oh, I love her. Like, can't get
Same.
enough of her. Yeah. So, in the honor of Women History Month, I just wanted
Mhm.
you to be someone because I admire you, and I think that's something to be
Oh,
said
thank
for a Black woman. I'm in
you.
this space in my journey and in my life where I'm recognizing bad bitches, and
Mhm.
for me, people that I can take from. And in this season, you have always been that. Um,
Oh, wow. Thank
so
you.
it's
It's so mutual. Not to cut you
oh,
off, but
no, go ahead.
I think Miss Mouthy, I think this like podcast, this show is fabulous.
Thank
I have
you.
literally like, been watching you and cheering, like, from the side, like, so this is really we're both fangirling. I'm so
Yeah,
happy
no,
to
for
be
real,
here.
for real. Okay, so um, I also want to just get into a few personal experiences and some
Okay,
impact. And so my
okay.
first question would be for you. Can you share a pivotal moment in your journey as a woman that shaped who you are today?
Mm, there are so many.
Yeah.
Um, I think what immediately comes to my mind is I moved to New York, um, by myself, in 2016. I had, like Gosh, I had like 160 something dollars to my name.
Mm,
A friend had agreed to let me, stay on their couch indefinitely.
yeah.
And I went and I really proved myself to myself. It was an
Hmm.
experience where, I mean, it had scared me. I had lived in New York with a partner prior to that.
Okay.
Um, and I was very scared. I was very culture shocked. I'm
Yeah.
from Ohio,
Yes.
Midwest girlies. So I was super culture shocked. And I went back to prove to myself, one, that I didn't need a man
Hmm.
to support me to live in New York City,
Yes.
and that a man couldn't necessarily just protect me from the world in that way. So I came back to prove to myself that I could fend for myself, but also to prove, that I just didn't need all of the like crutches that I thought I needed. I think for so long, I just didn't believe that I would be able to stand out on my own. So, my experience in New York, I lived in New York for 5 years, and that experience has really shaped how I move in the world. I have a different understanding of my personal power
Yeah.
since moving to New York. I ain't saying, I'm walking around like feeling like Storm or anything all the time. But that was an experience that really shaped me. Like, okay, you can be strong, you can be on your own
Exactly.
out in the world. Yeah,
And you proved you to you, like you said that, and one of the
exactly.
things is, is it fair to say that out of that experience, you came out a stronger, better version of Aaron?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, boom. Because that's something I've never done. I've never moved from out of Michigan,
Oh my
and
gosh.
I know, so hearing you is so enlightening to be like, "Okay, I think," because also your hometown can be smothering in a way, like,
And it was.
I'm at a point where I'm like, "Okay, been there, done that. Everybody here knows me. What else is out there?" So it's
Yeah.
encouraging to know that. So, what does Women's History Month mean to you on a personal level?
Oh gosh, what does Women's History Month mean to me on a personal level? Well, it's my birthday month.
Boop,
Um,
boop, boop, boop.
so that's the first thing it means to me. I
Okay,
think it feels really cool for me to be my birthday is March 31st. So
okay.
Trans Week of Visibility,
Mhm.
Women's History Month. It feels nice to kind of be a part in some way of these big honorings of people who have
Yes.
contributed so much to society, whether they have gotten their flowers or not. I think when I think of women's history in general, I really think of my mother. I think of
Mhm.
my grandmother, my aunts. I think of the women who endured. The women who endured so that I could be here today. That is what women's history means to me, like,
Yeah.
period.
A
The women
and
who
it's no
endured.
shade, like, I think all of my strength and, like, all of my real ideology came from women because
Mhm,
I'm not gonna hold you, wasn't no daddy in the home, like,
mhm.
so everything that I know about resilience, survival, beauty came from women all around me in all different
Absolutely.
shades, and then on this journey, it's all the women that I'm in community with and I work
Mhm,
with, and I'm seeing, even if unknown, social media
mhm.
has opened it up for me to be like, "Oh, damn, she dope as fuck," and okay, I see you, girl. But you mentioned all of these women, the women past or present that
Mhm.
inspired you. Let's talk about that a little
Let's
bit.
Well, I'm always gonna start with my mother.
As you should.
My mother is, one of my favorite ways to describe her is she is so human.
Yeah, that's
My mo
real.
my mom is so human, and I think one of the best things I've learned from my mom is, like, how to be a full person. I
Mhm.
think she loved us fiercely and loves us fiercely, but she's always been so hungry for her own life still.
Yeah,
And that is something that I really admire. And she's also a fierce advocate
yeah.
for truth, love, and justice, which is something that I take very seriously. Who else do I really, really admire out in these streets?
Okay.
Gosh. I admire so many people, but I think it's less people, and more characteristics of
Yeah,
people. So, I think any woman that I have seen speak truth to power, I think I'm really living for AOC right now, watching somebody kind of just like stand up and say it. I'm really living for Jasmine Crockett
yeah,
right now. Jasmine Crockett. Uh,
it's eating it.
She's
Okay.
eating it. She needs a break though. They wearing our sister
I
out.
see it. Okay, no,
Oh my
not
gosh, they
yet.
wearing her out. I was like, "Oh, her eyes, she looks
Yeah,
so tired. They're wearing her out." But it's characteristics. I think I really admire women who say the thing when it's not popular, and that now they're
Mhm.
starting to come into my head. I think Lucille Clifton,
Mhm.
the poet, she has a poem about memories. Why
Yeah.
people be mad at me sometimes.
Yeah.
People always want me to remember their memories, but I keep on remembering mine.
Yeah.
And I just love like women like Bell Hooks, like who
Yes.
aren't afraid
To
to
go there.
go
Yeah.
there. And I think with Bell Hooks specifically, I think how she spoke about love and how she was so open about her pursuit of love. I think that is something a lot of people are embarrassed to share. And I think it was really powerful for a woman like Bell Hooks, who was successful, who was intelligent, to be so open about how that was a thing she really truly wanted to experience. So I
Yeah.
don't have specific, I do, but I don't. It's more so the things that they represent. Like I love the women who will say the thing whether anyone else is standing next to them, whether it's popular or not, when it needs to be said.
No, for real. And I will agree with you because Bell Hooks is my junk. I
Okay,
I
I love.
I love her because the sincerity of being vulnerable in her writing that
Mhm.
resonates with me is that like, damn, that was foolish, or I desire this real bad. Like we would never say that, but just to
Mhm.
that and her to encapsulate my human experience, like it is
Yes.
okay. It is okay to have those feelings.
And
And
don't always feel like it, but it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
and check a bitch. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, did she just really just call me out like that?
Oh,
But
girl.
in love and accountability to just say like, it's okay. I see you. I went through that.
I
Um,
didn't have to check way too many bitches in the name of love.
you said, yeah, yeah, snatching wigs. Okay.
Right.
So switching gears to advocacy and social change, right?
Okay.
What are some challenges that women still face today that we believe we need more attention to?
Um, what is something women a challenge? I think patriarchy.
Amen. Amen.
I think patriarchy is a huge challenge. I think misogyny,
Mhm,
internalized and
mhm.
otherwise, is a huge challenge. I think more than women, I think a challenge that human beings are facing in this moment is not recognizing our divinity and what our role in the grand scheme of this floating rock is.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, because in my advocacy work, in my organizing, I think some of the biggest challenges I've seen are authenticity.
yeah.
Um, People are not willing or able to show up honestly.
Fully,
Um,
yeah,
and I think that is a huge challenge to progress, full stop,
yeah.
just people not willing, not, I think the big challenge right now is that, from my little corner of the world, I think women offer something so different, to the world, and I think we lose a lot of what women offer to the world when women have to aspire to matching the accolades of men,
Mhm.
in the same ways that men do. Like, I
Yeah.
think, like, as a woman, Dolly Parton, I I love Dolly Parton, but
Yeah,
Dolly
she's a girl.
Parton Dolly Parton was saying, it was an interview where they asked how she felt if men hit on her, and she was like, "I love being a woman."
Mhm.
She was like, "So I always laughed it off." Not saying every woman should or that. I'm just saying that there is something that's lost when women have to occupy the space like a man would instead of a woman
Mhm.
can. I think we saw that a little bit with Kamala Harris over, her run, where it's like she almost had to be tough, and I think she is tough, but she almost had to she couldn't be anything but that almost.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think authenticity is a huge, huge challenge, and I think misplaced goals. I think wanting to be men in dresses,
Mm.
and I don't mean that. And because let me clarify because I know these niggas, these podcast
Yeah,
bros,
they
want to
be real on
say,
their ass.
yeah, women are being too
Okay.
masculine. That's not what I'm talking about. I think women naturally, like, are providers, are protectors. Like, women hold family systems down.
Down. Period.
So, what men are referring to as masculine is literally just how women operate, specifically how Black women have had to operate in this world.
Mhm.
So, I ain't talking about that. I'm
Yes,
saying there's a movie called Blink Twice where, have you seen Blink Twice?
I have not. You gonna give me something to go look
Yeah,
at.
go and watch it because
Okay,
Blink Twice, it's without giving too much of it away,
okay.
there are these rich dudes, these girls are really excited to go be on this island with them. Some shit happens, and in the end, the girl is in the place of the rich dude, right?
Okay, okay.
And for me, I was like, fuck, this is so short-sighted. Like, this to me is kind of what I'm seeing across the board, where all this shit happened, and all you can imagine is to be in the same spot that this guy was in.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
period.
Yeah.
I think one of the things for me I see as a woman in this society or look, human, just humans in general, it's like I like to believe I'm living in a culture where I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Yeah.
And the added layer is to be Black, and the added layer is to be a woman. And so if I say something that is my truth, now I'm too much.
Right.
If I don't speak up enough, then I'm scary or
Right, bitch,
I'm
why'd you say nothing?
yeah, like now I need some rescuing. And it's like, how about a bitch is at peace? How about
Okay.
I know my truth and I don't gotta air shit out, right? But
Uh-huh.
then when you walk in that air, now you're too cocky and it's just like, damn, like, can a sister breathe, right? You dressed
No.
up, you sedity, you dressed down, you low self-esteem. It's like, come
Mm,
on, like, can I be me? But
right. And
you
Imma
know,
be all of them things. Imma be dressed up, dressed down with my low, high self-esteem, all of it.
because all of that is me. All of that.
Right.
That's the thing. Like, why can't we show up fully as human and have all the experiences and be okay with that?
Yeah.
Like, no, but all right, allyship is something that people oftentimes talk about.
Okay.
Because it is to me, it's a talk word. It is something people saying to be cool. I'm an ally. But how can the allies better support women in their pursuit to equality?
Mm. Support, I think, fund. There's this woman I've been following, Cindy Gallup. She is the founder of Make Love Not Porn.
Okay.
She is on a mission to end rape culture in the world.
Yes.
And one of her main missions with that is by showcasing sex, like filmed sex that is actual people who love each other or like each other actually having
Mhm.
sex. So it's all these different types of like real couples. But one of her big things is fund women,
Mhm, mhm,
fund
mhm.
women's initiatives. I think I'm somebody who is, I've got so many great ideas and so many things to put out. And of course, you have to prove yourself worthy of those
Yes,
things.
yes.
But I think a lot of time people want to line the kind of marathon and cheer. And it's like, could y'all throw a bitch a bone? Like,
Please, something.
like you
Something. A
see
kibble. It ain't even
the
gotta be a
kibble,
bone.
right? Could I get a morsel? Could I
I
get
just
a
want a little
dollar?
bit.
Yeah, something. So I think that is a thing. Like people want to support and want to cheer, but sometimes it's like, do you know somebody who's like, I can connect this person to some type of resources? Are you connected to some type of resources and you want to like kind of be a sponsor in that way and
Mhm.
fostering that relationship?
But Aaron, what about the ones who they don't wanna clap or they don't wanna throw you nothing until you're already at that point where you have
Baby.
already made it and they come afterwards and like, "Oh, yeah, oh, it's New
I,
Year's
right, I've
Eve."
been watching you,
It's
girl.
like,
I think shout out to those people.
yeah,
You
we
know,
need those people. Y'all the one who
shout-
keep us going.
yeah, shout out to those people because just shout out to them. You know,
Oh,
they gonna be in the back waving and hoo-hawing.
uh-huh.
They ain't gonna throw you a nickel or nothing,
Yeah,
but
not nothing.
that's
And then
okay.
they gonna whisper to the person next to them and say, "You know, she lucky. She didn't have to do much to get to where she at." Okay. A nepo baby. Like,
Right.
what?
Oh gosh. I would be the proudest Nepo baby on earth.
Period. Look
Y'all
at
would
me.
not y'all would not be I would be Zaya Wade. Hello.
Okay.
Um but yeah, I think providing like financial support, putting people in the way of resources,
Yes.
providing skills. I think um for so long we've heard in like movement spaces, and I think specifically around like black women and like cis and trans
Yeah,
um and not having access to certain resources, and I've always been like, so how are we bridging that gap? How are
definitely.
we providing skills to people who wouldn't be able to get them from the traditional avenues?
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
think I want to see more of that type of ideation, that type of
Yes.
imagination, because uh,
Yeah, no, for real.
academics, I think of like the people who are in power. I think of the people who have
Come on, you get
um,
there. Come on, come on.
I think of the people who have, risen in organizations and universities. And I am just like, these people are not going to save us, you know?
Okay, see, I love you.
I
Girl,
love
I got
you.
in academia thinking that I was gonna change some shit or start to help them position the shit, and I
No,
got there and I said, "We are perpetuating the problem."
absolutely.
What y'all mean y'all don't wanna
Absolutely.
challenge the system so we can get these people the resources they need? Y'all told me. But
It's no, it is horrific,
yeah,
to
I
be
digress.
honest.
Yeah.
No, it's literally how we got here, in my
Mhm,
opinion, how we got
mhm.
to this moment with so many people wanting to play the middle. I think when you give the most marginalized people skills or help them hone the skills they already have, resources, like you will find some of the most creative, some
Mhm.
of the most impactful initiatives, orgs, whatever coming from that.
Yes.
Because the most marginalized see and know what is needed.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, shit has been so quote unquote sweet for enough people for so long,
Yeah, talk about it.
that playing the middle was an effective strategy.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
bitch, you didn't go to school.
Yeah.
You didn't do this. You don't know the answers. So when
Mhm.
you come in here talking about we need to figure out how to get money in people's hands directly. We need to figure out how to get skills in people's hands directly. And they're like, bitch, no, we want to put on a motherfucking matinee with a bunch of famous people
Yeah. Yeah.
so they can wax poetic about
Mhm.
justice while clinging to their fucking purses like their lives depend on it. I think
Chef Lang in the building. Just cooking.
it's
Go ahead.
it's sad to see, and I think that's why when I talk about authenticity, one of the challenges is that we're not being honest about what's going on out
What the
here.
fuck it is, yeah.
Because
Spade
it's
gonna
a
be a
lot,
spade.
baby. Because
Uh-huh.
it's a lot of people, academics, EDs. It's a lot of all
Mhm.
types of people who are very comfortable in this status quo, very comfortable being lifetime advocates, or I'm somebody who feels like when I got into movement work,
Yeah.
and please forgive me if I'm all over the place. I tend to be.
No, go ahead.
Um,
I'm following you. I'm right there.
okay. Um, I always felt like we do movement work to end it. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to be perpetually doing this.
Yeah.
The idea is that we do this so we don't have to keep doing this. And somewhere along the way, people are like, no, I'm going to be a career activist for this group
For
of
30
people
years.
for
Yep.
50, 60 years.
Yep.
And that's okay, right? I'm not shout out to them,
Them.
but that you are going to ensure your job security
Mhm. That part.
over actually rectifying this issue.
And Lord forbid a younger girl come in underneath you.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
that fits they mold. Half
baby.
the price. Girl, you gonna feel some type of way.
Okay,
You
ask
gonna say,
Nikki.
I need not now you speaking word curses on this girl.
Ask Nicki Minaj.
No, for real. For real. And so it just be I was like, wow, like I wanna be somehow I went to the young end where I was like, I don't know what I'm doing in this work. I don't know who I
Uh-huh.
am. Really, it was escapism and survival. Okay. I was
Okay,
showing up because y'all
talk
said it was
about it.
the coin and the meal. Okay. But then 10 years in of doing it, you like, okay, I got the little hang. I found the language. Now at this point, damn near pushing 20, you say, hold on, things ain't really changed. And the people that I
Uh-uh.
was either collaborating with or I thought had my back, we didn't really move no shit. And you made me the problem.
Hello,
What? What?
hello.
Community. And then they notice that you 101. They're gonna say it's easier to get this bitch up out of here than us have to dismantle these four girls and have to start
Baby,
all
talk
over from
about
scratch.
it.
Okay. So
Talk about it,
I with my old scary ass, I was scary. I ain't want no static with my community because I'm like, you know what? We all unified. And that's
baby.
what we gotta stop thinking is that your ass gonna be out of a check because you keep wanting to people please. I
Yeah,
should have been calling motherfuckers out. I should have been getting people fired. I should have been on my motherfucking just be relentless. Be
yeah.
relentless because at the end of it, that is not how oppression get resolved. Being polite is not getting this shit done. Sitting
No.
on a stage talking to the funders, doing my trauma porn was
Oof.
not getting I ain't got
Baby, they
enough
love
points for all
that.
the times I talk.
Baby, they love that. I hate a piece of tell us your story. I be like,
Yeah.
where the start shaking and stuff like where the money at?
Yeah.
What kind of story you
You
want?
said a $20 gas card and a Subway
Baby.
sandwich? Alright, for how many times I got sexually
The
assaulted?
the
Okay.
children don't know. They
Yeah.
do not know like how different things were
Mhm. Mhm.
even a decade ago.
Yeah.
Like,
And
baby,
then to see where the state is now, it makes me feel like I ain't do shit. I ain't
no.
do shit.
It's and that's I be feeling like that too.
Yeah.
And a part of that is it's both end, right? Like I
Yeah.
think I always sit with myself like I don't feel like the things that I have done I'm proud of, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
But the world is still
Big
the
as
the
hell.
yes, the world is still big. The people are still gagging. So for me, I can take pride in that I've stuck to my guns and done stuff, but I have no airs about
Yeah.
any of the work that I've done because it still needs to be done. Like
Yeah.
when we have world peace is when you might see me walking around like I got the fattest pussy in the world.
Okay.
But before that, I'm just like, y'all are like I know we need to congratulate ourselves. I'm not saying that, but it's just a little too congratulatory.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, look at what I've done. It's like,
Right.
okay, Canva, go ahead, girl. You got it. And I'm not trying to shit on nobody's nothing,
Right.
but
Right.
if we can't sit down and strategize for real, like, I mean, on an international level at this point,
Baby.
then what the fuck? What the fuck? Because, anywho, you talked about the youngins, about how a decade ago things looked a lot different. So, what
Yes.
advice would you give a young woman inspiring to break barriers, to get into their field?
Ah, um, oh my gosh. I think of me, like if what would
Mhm,
I say to younger me? I would say trust trust what you know,
mhm,
trust your voice, trust your experiences, and be open to growing, but don't let nobody raise you
that's a good
out
one.
in these streets.
Okay.
Maya Angelou's mom said that to her when she was leaving. She said, "You already been raised. Don't let nobody raise you."
Yeah.
And one thing I can say about my younger self and the work that I have been a part of is that I was looking for people to raise me again.
Mhm,
And that left me open to people that saw more in me than I saw in myself and who wanted to control that.
mhm.
Um, People saw something like in me that was valuable that I didn't value,
Yeah.
and wanted to separate me from it, alienate me from my voice. They wanted to they wanted to teach me how to be more quiet. They wanted me to
Yeah.
teach me how to quit ruffling feathers.
Mhm.
And that has been literally the thing that people have told me that like, thank you.
Yeah. But what the fuck is that about? Like, what is that about? Because when you name that, that is really my experience. And I'm not
Mhm,
gonna hold you. That's the thing that made me wave the white flag.
mm,
Sometimes when we experience burnout, or sometimes you be like, I'm not even that I'm not enough, but I'm
mhm.
too much of me for you.
Yes.
Right? Like, damn, like, you don't know me in the regard that you thought you did, and the version
Mhm.
of me you thought you had was completely nowhere near who I am. Because if you knew
Yes.
me, you knew I'm saying what the fuck is on my mind. You know I'm coming
Mhm.
into my space being authentic to myself. So I appreciate you saying that, because as a woman, I've learned how important it is to not be silent. Um,
Yeah, and
yeah,
not to be I think like when I just was so I'm insecure still. I still navigate my insecurities,
that's real.
but I was so insecure about just me, you know?
Mhm.
Like I was like
Am I enough?
just because I see it this way doesn't mean it's real, you know? Just
Mhm,
because I'm passionate about it doesn't mean it's right. Like,
mhm.
and people were stealing from me,
Yeah, yeah.
stealing my thoughts.
The way you move,
Yeah, like
your
people,
essence,
baby, I would
baby.
literally be just giving it all up to people, not realizing that I was good. It was just me.
You was 101, okay?
Yeah. So I think that's one thing is don't let nobody raise you. Stay open. Always stay open to feedback. Always stay open to criticism from people you
Yeah,
value. But don't let nobody raise you. And then the second thing, kind of on the back of that, is it's okay to take yourself seriously. I'm
amen.
speaking specifically to girls like me who were and are struggling with maybe ADHD, maybe struggling with, you know, deep insecurities about what you're capable of. You can't look at your own work as something valuable,
Yeah.
start practicing taking yourself seriously, because even though you may not, and it may not feel natural at first, people are taking you seriously.
Yes.
And you may find yourself um, ruining or squandering opportunities because you don't take what you do serious. Um, and
Yeah.
then lastly, live life.
Period.
I think specifically for women of experience, it is very important to live life. I think, especially if you are getting gobbled into these organizations and initiatives, um, don't spend so much time building a narrative
Mhm.
around the world before you have lived in it. Uh,
Oh,
Allow yourself to live some life, allow yourself to get some on the ground experience for the ideals that you hold so dear, because the real world in life is stranger than fiction, honey. And you are going to need to see things from a lot of different angles. Nuance is born in real life and being present.
oh. Okay, I love that. So you talked about being able to celebrate yourself and those
Yes.
achievements. What accomplishments are you most proud of, and how did
Ooh.
you overcome the obstacles to achieve it?
My most proud accomplishment to this day is I, alongside Serena Jera, married Patty Allen in Queer Art NYC, we created a grant, an artistic grant, a $10,000 grant with four finalist spots at $1,200 solely for Black transgender women.
Mm.
It is a grant that I fought fucking hard
Now that's
for.
yeah.
Oh, I fought so hard for it. And I think um, a lot of people don't know.
Mm.
I'm not like an artist, a professional artist in any way, but I have always loved art and sketching, and um, talking with friends of mine, we talked about. Oh gosh, I'm all over the place, but I'm gonna put it together in a
You're
second.
you're beautifully put together, my dear.
Oh, thank you. Um, so when I was talking about earlier, like how do we bridge that gap with skills, right?
Mhm.
This grant is literally kind of my prototype for what that could look like.
Yes.
So the grant is a $10,000 grant to an artist, all like a developed body of work that the
Mhm.
artist already has. And with that, it's unrestricted because we know you can't give a girl 10K and be like, "Girl, I need this, this, and this." It's
Yeah,
giving get your
the
you
moment
know
it's in
what to
her
do with
purse.
some money. Right. You know
Okay.
what to do with some money. So it's trusting the grantee to do what they need to do with that money. But
Yes.
also, we have a component with the judges actually have studio visits and give tips and like downloads on how they could like better prepare their work and talk about
Oh, I
their
love
work
that.
moving forward. And even people who are in the running get are able to get some feedback about their portfolios and their practices and how they talk about it. So the
Mm.
grant, we're in our this will be our sixth round, our sixth cycle. We have introduced five. Well, maybe not introduced. Let me not take too much, but we have highlighted and granted five Black trans women
Yeah.
as our grantees for the past 5 years, and nobody, Miss Mouthy, nobody wanted it to happen.
I already know.
I had to make it very plain.
You wanna know what it is? 'cause it wasn't their fucking idea, okay? When you plant those
Hello.
seeds and
I
God
want
only
a
see
bell too.
okay? 'Cause when you see it for yourself and you can know this, and the third, they be
Mhm.
like, "Bitch, I've been sitting here for 10 days trying to wreck my brain of what Imma say at the next staff meeting, and this bitch just poured it out in greatness and all her the power of she, okay? Ain't
Okay.
nobody do it like she."
But so that is my that right now for me is it remains my most important work. To me, it just exemplifies what I want to put into the world.
Yeah.
I'm currently working on my talking head stuff. I'm trying to, stand in the light of Miss Mouthy. Because
Shine,
baby,
honey.
this is tea. This is everything. But yeah, I want to there are things I want to do for myself and there are things I want to do for the community, for Black people, for Black women, like for Black people of experience all across the board.
Yeah.
And that the grant to me is such a I love you to the
Mhm.
girls because I love the girls. I
I
love
do
the
too.
girls. Oh my God.
I
I
love
love the
the
girls.
girls, and I miss them. I love they always give me power when I
Yes.
can't, like Crazy Sexy Cool. I'm
Oh,
loving
I
every fucking
love Crazy
thing they
Sexy
doing. Yeah,
Cool.
like, come on. Like, it's just the girls is out here and we own this shit and taking our power, and I
It's
love it.
true.
Because if not us, then who? I'm always
Okay.
saying that. Like,
If not
so
now, then when?
okay, because it will be never if you keep on with me.
Okay.
Uh,
Miss
so
Mouthy.
our last one, we want to do engaging thing with the audience, right? And
Ooh,
so
okay.
if we could ask the listeners to take one action this month to support women, what would that be?
Ooh, break some motherfucking rules.
Yeah,
I want to tell anybody who's listening, anybody who's got some power in their jobs or whatever, break some goddamn rules because
mhm,
I need y'all to understand that what is happening right now is not something that is going to go through a 4-year cycle and even itself out.
yeah,
We are on the precipice of something I would say the majority of us living today have yet to experience.
yeah,
And I think when I say the truth is stranger than fiction, it's like,
mhm,
baby, ain't no story could prepare you for what is coming. If you want to support women, be willing to take a stand at every fucking chance you can because they are about to strip everything from us.
yes, yes.
Literally, they are in the process of stripping everything from us. So break some rules and also believe them, bitch. I
No,
think that is something I've been wanting everybody to like Tommy. I don't know if y'all be watching baddies and stuff, but
I
um
love Tommy.
I
She's
do
a
too.
Gemini.
I love Tommy so much. But there was this baddies where Biggie was like, Tommy, like they said you not my friend, and that she was like, believe him, bitch.
Yeah,
I
no,
feel
for
like
real.
when Trump and all of them are like, we literally want it to be the 1800s, the 17. Believe them, bitch. They ain't just
They're
trying to
not
scare
saying this
you.
for shits and
No,
giggles. They mean it
they literally admire Nazis, bitch. Like, believe
to
them
your face. To
to
your
your
face.
face.
You're
So
watching the person that's saying "fuck you."
literally, literally,
Like he's literally saying it to
literally
you.
saying "fuck you." He said
So I don't
groceries.
want to
What
hear
kind
no
of
shit
word?
about I got a problem with the N word or
Oh,
the T
girl.
word or the F word. Cause baby, 47 is wearing y'all ass the fuck out and y'all do not care.
Just believe his ass.
Do
That
not
is
care.
don't wait until you the last house with the lights on in your neighborhood to believe a bitch. Believe him
And
now,
they be looking for girls like us to be at the forefront of every conversation. I'm not doing it. I'm
baby.
not doing it. Talking ain't changing shit. Yeah,
It's
I
these
can't sit behind this
baby.
microphone and feel safe.
Uh-huh. It's
Uh-huh.
given these town halls. I'm so sick of. I'm like, where are the baddies? Where are the baddies at? The baddies
Yeah,
would have
we
wrapped these
need
town
them.
halls up.
Okay.
They would have needed some
Strategy,
security.
bats, crowbars. Okay.
Listen, right. Strategy. The
Talking
strategy
about
now
don't
is
promote violence. Beat that ass, Camilla.
literally,
Okay. Remember
literally.
when
It's
Camilla was beating that ass? Well, you my kind of girl. You my kind of dose. You my kind of vibe, energy, and all the things
yes,
in between.
see,
You're
Miss
my kind of
Mouthy.
woman.
It's true, and
Okay.
you're my kind of woman. And I just want to say, I know you're a dude. I have been watching you, your family, your trials, your tribulations. Like, I love you, girl. I know we do not like we don't be talking. I ain't even
Yeah.
gonna pretend. We don't be
Yeah, we
talking.
are fake bitches on
I
here.
right, right. I was about to say I be in the house chilling, but I love you and I love watching what you do. I love how you give it up. And I'm so, so proud of Miss Mouthy. Please keep going.
Thank you.
Take it to the top because this is fab. And the Midwest girls,
Gotta put on.
we
We
gotta
gotta.
put on because we
We only
see
built
it.
a certain kind of way.
I was
Okay.
about to say it's something in the water over here, but
Yeah.
I just had to all your flowers, beautiful,
I'm not
powerful,
gonna hold you.
mother, woman, angel.
Thank you. Because when I was sitting in that jail cell, I'm not gonna hold you. I thought about all the things I couldn't get a chance to do. And I was like, bitch, when God grants you back your life, because what people are trying to erase and tear down in this climate, you
Mhm.
can't erase what you didn't build, period.
Exactly.
And so to come out and still be able to have my truth,
Mhm.
even though I was hurt by the people who was speaking ill of me, but if you hating hoes ain't happy and happy hoes ain't hating. So with that being said, I had to let them pop their shit, but
Mhm.
just be ready when I pop mine.
Mhm.
But now it's on to the on, and you are a living testament that God is not done using me. And so
Ah,
I don't know what He want me to do, but I'm here for it because it's
yeah,
only one Miss Aaryn Lang, and she came on to the Miss Mouthy podcast.
it's true.
Okay.
Happily, and it's my honor.
Oh, okay, and it's mine to have you, and we gonna keep doing shit, and I'm just gonna keep tapping in and watching you and loving. And now, I just feel like there's something I gotta hold you accountable for what the things you say you want to do.
Ah!
'Cause the
Okay.
world needs you to bring that in full fruition. Like, I'm
Oh,
not even
wow, thank
holding you.
you.
I know it's gonna be great. I know it's gonna be fab
Thank
because your
you.
power, you magnify power. Because one thing I know, real bitches do real things. That's my
Mhm.
slogan.
I
And
love
I've
that.
watched you do so many incredible things, and whether people like to own it, you that girl. You that girl. And every chance I get to honor you in the room and hype you up, that's what Imma do.
Oh,
'Cause you that to me, okay?
thank you.
The power of she, okay?
The power
Let
of
let the
she.
people know what you got going on if you wanna be
Uh,
on all the things.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. Thank you for
of
that.
course.
I you can find me on Instagram at Aaron, that's AARYNN, LANG at Aaron Lang. I'm also on TikTok at I think it's Miss Aaron Lang. I'm post mostly on Instagram. And you can also follow me on the Aaron Lang channel on YouTube. I am in the process of wrangling my brain and
Please, 'cause I'm
trying
waiting.
to get
I'm
my
waiting.
YouTube out. And when it's finally finished, Miss Mouthy is gonna have to be a guest.
I'm coming, period.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But yeah, so please find me. Engage the content. I have a lot to say, but all of it, my main goal is I really want to spark introspection on a mass scale. I believe deep inside of all of us, we know it doesn't have to be like that. We're alienated from that truth, and
Yeah.
I want to awaken that within as many people as I can.
Oh, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Lips, this is incredible. This is really a dream come true, but,
For
um
both of us.
it is so for real. It's your girl, Miss Mouthy, and even when you what? Don't see me, you hear me. Till next time, everything black, stay resistant because they not erasing shit they didn't build. Period.
Exactly.
I love you, lips.
Period.
Bye.